Welcome to the deep dive. So if you're a leader, imagine this. You're being asked to greenlight a custom software project. We're talking a six-figure investment, something that will shape your company's growth for the next 3 years.
It's a huge decision.
A huge decision. And what are you basing it on? Usually it's just paper, a dense requirements document, maybe a timeline, and a big spreadsheet full of estimates.
Right. It's all abstract. And that's exactly why so many of these critical projects just stall out. The risk feels too high.
Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving into how something called AI first discovery and the clickable prototype are completely changing that equation.
It's a fundamental shift.
Yeah, it's replacing all that static documentation with something real, giving leaders clarity and the confidence to actually move forward. So our mission today is to analyze how this interactive proof of concept really de-risks that big investment.
And that's a key distinction to make right away, especially for you, our learner. We need to be clear.
Yeah.
A proof of concept, a POC, that's just the promise that a problem can be solved.
Just an idea, basically.
Exactly. The clickable prototype, that's the vehicle. That's the tangible, interactive thing that actually delivers the proof and changes the entire conversation from guesswork to evidence.
And historically, that evidence was, it was almost non-existent. The old school discovery process was so mechanical.
Oh, completely. You do the interviews, you gather all the documentation, and then the consulting firm would kind of disappear for a month.
And come back with, what, a book?
Pretty much. You'd get this massive, dense product requirements document, a spreadsheet matrix of features, and then the proposal with the time and cost. It's professional, sure, but the core problem was that leadership was being asked to fund a future they could only read about.
Which means everyone reads it differently.
Exactly. It creates huge alignment problems down the road.
That makes perfect sense. If I can't click it, I can't really get it. But this is the big shift, right? The new approach, AI first discovery, it doesn't just do the analysis faster. It insists on delivering that POC as an interactive prototype.
That's the whole game changer.
Yeah.
You're shifting the validation point from reading a document to actually experiencing the workflow.
So teams can test the logic, give feedback on actual screens, not just paragraphs of text.
Right. And AI first here isn't just a buzzword. It means you're using AI to chew through old system logs, scattered documents, interview notes, all to map out dependencies and find the gaps way faster than any human could.
Okay, but hold on. The goal is speed, you said. You can get these proofs of concept done in just, 2 to 4 weeks?
That's the target, yeah.
Doesn't that kind of speed risk skipping over crucial architectural planning? You still need a solid PRD, right?
That's a really important question. And the answer is yes, you absolutely still need the documentation. The speed comes from focusing on validating the core business logic first, not the entire tech stack. The AI-first process actually helps create a better, smarter product requirements document, PRD, faster. Think of the PRD as the blueprint. The prototype is like a scale model you build immediately to make sure the blueprint actually works before you pour the concrete. It creates this really tight feedback loop.
That structural clarity, that brings us perfectly to a case study that shows just how much leverage you can get from this. We're talking about a boutique brokerage firm, right?
Yeah.
Specializing in flexible office space.
Yes, and they had hit a wall. A serious operational ceiling.
What was the specific problem?
It was a classic scaling issue for a high-touch service. Their analysts were amazing, providing this white glove service, but everything was manual. Emails, shared spreadsheets, a generic CRM information was everywhere.
So they were buried in admin work.
Completely. A good, seasoned analyst could only really handle 1, maybe 2 active projects at a time. The quality was there, but they just couldn't grow. Throughput was totally capped.
And the goal was ambitious. Scale up to 6 or more concurrent projects for every single analyst.
Without hiring more people.
And without sacrificing that quality. So they needed systems that didn't just track tasks, but actually worked with them. Here's where it gets really interesting. The 3 big operational breakthroughs that were designed into the prototype to make that 6x scale actually possible.
Right, so the first one was all about tackling cognitive load. They called it active prioritization. Before, analysts would stare at this long passive to-do list and waste time just figuring out what to do next.
Decision fatigue.
Exactly. So the prototype replaced that list with a dynamic focus zone. It uses all the project's data and SLAs to automatically surface the one single task that is the most urgent or critical right now.
So it tells them what to do next.
It guides them. It moves the analyst from thinking about what to do to just doing it. It created this consistent rhythm for the whole team.
Okay, breakthrough number 2. This one tackled quality control, right?
The errors.
A huge source of them. In their world, an analyst is manually checking these complex proposals against dozens of client rules, budget caps, IT needs, you name it. It was slow and super error-prone.
And the fix was a visual one. Very visual and very effective. They built in automatic red grain decision logic. So if a proposal violated a key client rule, boom, a big ready indicator pops up. You have to fix it. On the flip side, green highlights would point out the proposals that were the best fit.
It makes the whole evaluation objective, not subjective.
Exactly.
Okay.
It bakes quality right into the workflow instead of relying on someone's memory.
And the third breakthrough sounds like it tackled the silent killer of all projects. Scope creep.
Yeah, the kind that hides in long email chains. The client sends a quick note, hey, we actually need 25 desks now, not 15. That's a critical change that was getting missed or entered manually way too late.
That's a constant battle for any organization. But why build a smart inbox for the prototype? Isn't that over-engineering? Couldn't you just integrate an email tool later?
Great question. But you see, the old way would be to spec that out for months down the line. By building a simple version of the smart inbox into the prototype, you validate the most important part, the detection logic.
How it finds the conflict.
Precisely. The system analyzes incoming emails in context. It sees the desk count changed, it flags it with a visual alert, and this is the key. It gives the analyst a one-click action to update the requirement across the entire system.
So it turns a data entry task into a decision.
Instantly. You're proving that efficiency gain from day one.
And the outcome was clear. The brokerage got a workflow that was built for scale. They proved that 6x volume wasn't about more people. It was about better flow and systems that could think alongside the team. The ceiling was gone.
And that kind of result is exactly why leaders are starting to demand this model. If you're ever in a position evaluating a tech investment, this approach just gives you so much more strategic value.
Okay, so let's break that value down. The first one is pretty obvious. De-risking the investment.
Hugely. You're paying a fixed, smaller fee for a tangible asset you can click and touch. It's not an abstract promise.
And the work isn't thrown away if the project gets paused, right?
Not at all. The core code, the logic, it's generally reusable. You've successfully validated the most important business assumptions, and you haven't wasted a massive budget to do it.
The second strategic value. This one is more about people. Selling the vision internally.
This is so critical. A working prototype becomes your #1 storytelling tool. You're not emailing a feature list around to get buy-in from partners or investors.
You're doing a live demo.
You're doing a live demo. You can walk them through it. Look, here's how we take a 4-week process and turn it into a 3-day process. It builds excitement and alignment in a way a slide deck just never can.
Which leads right into the third and maybe the most powerful value, baking the ROI in from day one.
Yes. These prototypes aren't just built to show off features. They're built to track the metrics that matter to the C-suite. For that brokerage, the dashboard in the prototype had widgets tracking time to close.
And the big one, the actual dollar saving.
The big one. It calculated the year-to-date operational savings based on real analyst salaries and their newfound productivity.
What's fascinating here is it's not just showing you a number. It's proving how you get to that number.
It's proving the business case itself. The brokerage could show, right there in the prototype, a concrete story, like $145,000 in projected annual savings. So the clickable prototype isn't just proving the tech can be built, it's proving it's worth building in the first place.
And that avoids so much expensive rework later when someone realizes a requirement in a document was misinterpreted.
Thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in rework. And we have to mention the collaborative part of this. It's not a waterfall process. You have these co-working sessions.
So the stakeholders aren't just reviewers, they're co-designers.
They are co-designers. They're sitting there clicking through the live prototype with the team. Someone says, hey, can we add this metric to the dashboard? Or this card needs another field.
And you can make those changes sort of on the fly.
With AI-assisted tools, you can often implement those changes very quickly, right there in the session. So people leave feeling a real sense of ownership. They help build it.
So what does this all mean? I think the key takeaway here is that the bar has just been permanently raised for how custom software gets evaluated.
No question.
CEOs and leaders are moving past spreadsheets because this AI-first discovery approach makes it so much faster and, frankly, safer to actually see the product before you write that big check.
The whole game has shifted from assumptions to evidence. It's a fundamental upgrade in how you validate a major investment. If you're looking at modernizing your own operations, This is the model.
Because the question isn't really if this is possible anymore.
No, the question is what your organization is doing to embrace it. And maybe for you, the real test of preparation, looking forward to, say, 2026 is this. Will you be the one in your peer group showing off the clickable prototype or the one still passing around a spreadsheet?